So in this episode, we're going to be completing level 3 in Virtual Cabin 2.0. Yes, I know it's been a while since we've done a Virtual Cabin 2.0 video. However, I've been getting a shit ton of messages and emails from my subscribers asking when are we going to complete Virtual Cabin 2.0. Because they don't want to go to anybody else's channel, they want to watch it right here. So, for those of you asking, when are we going to complete this? We're going to be completing level 3 right now. So the first thing you're going to need to do is unlock the shed, which is to the right once you go outside the house. Now, in order to unlock the shed, you're going to have to go back in the house and go into the room where the counselors were murdered when having sex. Once you're in here, you're going to need to go to the back of the door and get the key. Now, once you have the key, go ahead and return to the shed and unlock the door. Once you unlock the door, go ahead and grab the shovel and head straight down the road right to the graveyard. Now, once you're in the graveyard, you're going to head over to the right and you're going to grab the post. Now, in case you haven't noticed yet, this is the opening scene from when they brought Jason back to life in Friday the 13th Part 6. Now, go ahead and walk over to the grave and start shoveling. Now, obviously, once you bring up Jason's grave, you're going to go ahead and open it. And this is where you're going to place that piece of fence post. From here, obviously, there's nowhere to go. He's just going to kill you no matter what. Now, go ahead and collect your first patch. Go to the trail that's straight across from the cemetery, which has the Do Not Enter sign. You're going to notice on the ground that a machete is pointing a certain direction. You're going to follow this machete over here to the tree, where you're going to see a carving that has a heart with an arrow going through it. Now, notice the arrow is pointing to the left. Follow that arrow. Again, stay on this trail exactly. You see a stick on the ground also pointing straight to this arrow. Then you'll notice this arrow is pointing the direction back to the left. Continue straight on this path, and you'll notice ducks. Now, the ducks are pointing the other direction. And that's going to lead you right to this little burial site. Again, pull out your shovel and start digging. Here you're going to notice the dog from Friday the 13th Part 2. And lying right next to that buried dog is another patch. Now you're going to notice that everything reset back to that main trail. So now we're going to go down the road and head up towards Jason's shack. However, along the way to Jason's shack, on the right hand side, you're going to notice some rocks and a stick. Now I want you to take a look at this very closely. You're going to notice that the sign's knocked over and that the arrow is pointing down at the stick. Now these rocks represent the little placeholders on the stereo, and that stick represents obviously the tuning bar on the stereo itself. So remember its exact location. Now I want you to head all the way back down to the radio that was next to the car, and we're obviously going to tune it to that exact same frequency. So you want to listen for the combination of beeps. These combination of beeps represent the code for the lock on the fridge. So go ahead and write these numbers down. 5312. So now when we get over to the fridge, we're going to go ahead and hit the lock. Remember that code, 5312. Now that the fridge is unlocked, we're going to go ahead and open it and grab Mrs. Voorhees' head, which is hiding in that freezer. Got to keep that shit fresh. Now we're going to take Mrs. Pamela Voorhees' head all the way back up to Jason's shack. And when you get there, you'll notice that there's a patch on the table. Next, go ahead and place Mrs. Voorhees' head on that table, and there will be another patch right on the sweater. Now, we're going to go all the way back down to the boat dock, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put those badges right on the badge board. And obviously, by placing the patches on the patch board, it's going to give us the fuel, and we're going to be able to use the boat and get away. Now, before you leave, make sure you listen very closely to the walkie-talkie on the boat dock, because it's going to give you very specific information in order to beat the final level.
Did you have any, weird glitches or strange bugs that you found?
Late in development, we had this bug. We swore it was like the spirit of Jason coming into the game or something. But sometimes during a match, these invisible holes would generate, and if you managed to fall through one, you'd end up in this weird, untextured area of the map. It was not like an area we physically created, but like made of bits of our assets. Eventually you'd be shot up high into the air and killed by Jason and this guy. Luckily we were able to get it out before CERT, but it was a tough one.
How were you able to find it?
We had this debug code that would show us the holes in the map. That helped us hunt them down.
What was the debug code?
You know, it's the same code everyone uses when they need to input a secret code in a video game. I mean, just remember back when we were kids.
It's probably better for legal that way.
Go ahead and get that fuel canister out and fill that bitch up. Now let's go ahead and get the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, the police! Yes! I'm free! Oh shit! It's the mud creature! So now that we've completed level 3 in Virtual Cabin 2.0, we will be completing the 4th and final level next week. But let me know down in the comments section below, did you guys find all the clues fairly easy or did you have to look them up? Now I did try to incorporate some of the clues in this walkthrough because the last 2 videos lots of people were saying, how did you get them? How did you get them? I can't understand how you're finding everything. Now I did say if I get enough people that ask for them, I will make a video showing how I found every single clue on every single level. But because there wasn't that big of a demand for it, I figured I'd find some middle ground and show you some of the clues. But with all that said, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that other great shit. And hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell because if you don't, you'll be notified of kick-ass content, walkthroughs, and giveaways such as this. Also, don't forget we have 2 contests going on right now. The links are down in the description below. I'm giving away copies of last year, the game when it comes out. Also, we have a Ready Player One contest, and that contest will end March 29th. Also, we now have a merch store. The link is down in the description below. This is the first shirt, the one I'm wearing right now with the awesome killer fucking blood all over it. There will be a second shirt coming out in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I will be wearing it in one of my videos and putting it up in the store as soon as I receive it. So, with all that said, I'll see you next time.